Hello and welcome to the Power BI training 2023, and this is part 5 of the training. And up till now we have prepared the data into Power Query and then loaded the data by using some transformations. We've configured data model and we've created some basic DAX calculations using DAX columns, using the calculated column, calculated tables, as well as the measures. So now we'll move to the next level, which is the advanced DAX functionalities and the advanced DAX calculations. If you're watching this for the first time, then you can go back and see my channel, subscribe to my channel, and then look for Power BI training playlist so that you can follow along. In this video, we will cover to use advanced function and the most popular function in DAX called calculate, as well as we will use the time intelligence function. So let's get started. I'll open up the last save file that we did. So now we're ready. We'll create a page 3 and we'll input a matrix visual. We'll make it to the full screen of the canvas. Now what we'll do is we'll just drag regions hierarchy and we'll drop this inside the visual. So this means that this region, this hierarchy, the first level of the group is displayed. We'll also add the sales field in this and we'll just drag and drop here. If you see whenever we put up a hierarchy or multiple rows in the multiple fields in this row section, we see there are some buttons that comes up. So first is this is called the drill down function. So once you click on this one and if you click on any of the visual, it just drills down to the next level of the hierarchy. So for example, I've clicked on Europe and now I'll click on France and it will display all the things related to France itself. So we can go back up the hierarchy by clicking the up arrow, the drill up button, and till the time it grays out, where which means that this is the topmost part of the hierarchy. We just switch this off, which means that it is not focusing on the it's not filtering the one specific group but filtering multiple. Then there are two lines which is just showing the next level of the hierarchy. So if we click on this one, it will hide the group and it will just show the country. If you click on another time, then it will show region as well. So this means that group, country, region, we click on the double arrow downwards, we can always go back and drill up to the first level. This icon, which is the double fork arrow down, this is an interesting one. It gives us a hierarchy of everything. So it expands to one level. So for example, if I click on this one, everything is expanded and the next level is shown. If I click on this another time, then the entire matrix is expanded till the last level. So if you have 5 levels, then you can do it 5 times. If there are only 3 levels, then we are doing it 3 times. Now we will do some formatting of this. So if you go to the format visual pane, And then there are two options. We can either scroll and search for the options, but we can search as well in terms of the layout. So if you search layout and it is under the row header, it says step layout as on. We just turn this off and see that instead of expanding to within one column, it is now expanded to the individual columns. Next, what we'll do is we'll just manipulate the filter context. So as you can see, this sales amount that we've put up, it has been filtered according to the region or the country or the group itself. So if you see, the total for the group is 10 million, and the uh, group for the total for the individual country is, for example, 4.5 million. So this means that it is filtering the data according to the filter context. If you want to remove something, remove filters, which that says, if you want to calculate sales, the total sales for all regions, this will help us manipulate the difference between, or the percentage of the sales itself. So we will create a measure that we will call sales for all region, and then we'll use a calculate function. This calculate function is the most important function and the most powerful function to manipulate different things. This time we will be using the filter context in that. What we'll do is, now we'll check the calculate sum of sales, and then there is a formula called remove filters. This will remove the filters from specific tables and columns. And this time what we'll do is we'll just give a name of a table, which is the region table. So anything that is there will remove in terms of the region table. So now we'll validate this, and if you see here, this is come up here, and if we include it into the matrix, it shows one value for all the individual items. Now what we'll do is we will need to calculate the sales according to the uh, all regions, and we want to calculate a specific regional or country level sale based on the percentage. So what we'll do is we'll just create another measure, and we will use the divide function that will sum the sales as well as uh, the divide by the numerator. So I'll just use that. So what it's doing is that it's calculating sum of percentage for all region, and this is dividing sales, sum of sales, and then the denominator has the filters with all the sales that we just created. So if we validate this, it shows sales percentage for all region, and this is displaying sales percentage for all region. We will just format it in the percentage format. So this is giving all the sales percentage. If we want to expand everything, and it's showing the percentage in all region. Remember, we have applied this to all region. This is showing 5.84 for France, and total is also 5.84, and this is showing the total based on the region or the country. Now what we'll do is we'll just create another measure that will apply or remove filter by the country or the region, so that it is displayed all percentage by country. So sales percentage country equals divide sorry divide sum of sales is this, and comma calculate sum of sales again, remove filter, region, and this time we'll include region specific column to that. This is creating remove filter, this is closing calculate, and this is closing divide. What will happen is now it will create sales by percentage according to the country. If we include this uh, in this model and format it in the percentage, remember everything is 100%, but United States is showing actual values of that because it has been divided into multiple regions. Now what we'll do is we'll just rename, or we'll just include a function or a check whether if it is in scope, if it is covering in the hierarchy, it is not showing up in the hierarchy, which is just one value, then just ignore this. So the in scope function, whether the region column is the level in the hierarchy of levels, or whether or not when it is it returns true or false. When it is false, which is a blank value, because the sorry the is in scope function is used to test the column whether it is in the level of hierarchy or not. When it is true, a divide function is executed. If it is false, then a blank value is shown. So let's use this. If is in scope region, this is the region. So what we'll do is region and then comma divide, and then we'll close the parenthesis of if condition as well. So what will happen here is it is just showing the context of the country level or the region level itself, and ignoring or putting up blanks where there is nothing, where there is no group required or any other thing. So we will add a couple of more measures that will filter out the group, and then what we'll do is we'll just create a folder and combine them together. So the what we have done is we've created measures by country, by region, and then we will just create another measure create that will create it by sales by group. In this one, we've used that whether it is in scope in region or country, any of the one will return value true, and if in condition of false, it will return a blank value. So this is removing the filter region and countries to that, so that it is filtered as group. We will format this as a percentage. We will make the names consistent, like removing all. So, and then we'll try to include this in the context as well, and you'll see that by group it's showing the actual values, and by region, country, it's showing the individual appropriate values. We will move back to the data modeling view, and we will just select, control click and multiple select this, and give a name of the folders to ratios. So now what we'll work is we'll work on creating some time intelligent functions. Time intelligent functions brings up some functions related to date calculations and period calculations as well. So what we'll do is we'll just create a to date measure in the sales table. So in that sales table, If you click on this one, click on sales, and we'll name this as sales YTD, and we will use total. There's a function called total YTD, and then we will include sum of sales. It is showing as it requires the date column, so we'll use the date column to be displayed here. And the last one, sorry, the last filter, we are ignoring the filter, but we are giving the year and date, which is 0630. This means that year and date is the 30th of June, and the year to date will change and will reset after for 30th of June for each year. If we try to put up here in the sales year to date, it will not work because there's nothing related to dates here. So what we'll do is we'll now test it in the sense. So on a new page, we'll just click and put up a matrix visual, and we'll select the year and month functions here, and we'll do it together so that this is shown as a hierarchy. We will expand these columns, and then we'll add the total sales values and then sales year to date. And if you notice this, that the first month of the sales year to date and sales is same. The second month is accumulating till the time it hits June, and it resets now after the new financial year or fiscal year that is coming through. If there is in May 2020 and June 2020, there is, so if you see June 2020 there is no sales, then the year to date remained the same. We will now create another measure that calculates year on year growth, and this is specific related to the date with the last year growth in terms of the sales. Sales YOY growth equals, now what we're doing is we are using calculate function, sum of sales, now there's a filter, there's a function called parallel period, and in that parallel period we will add some of the, this is a kind of a parallel period dates, where we add the date name, in that parallel period we will add date, and the number of interval will be -12. This means previous thing, and the interval is month. So last 12 month parallel period give the sum of sales. Closing, this is closing. This sales year on year growth that calculates the sum of sales using the parallel period function and shift last 12 months back from each date of the filter. we will explore this now to see what does it mean. I'm increasing the values to 16, for example, so that it is more clearly displayed, and I'm just including this function as there. So since 2018 there is no previous year sales, so this is blank. If you see July 2017 versus July 2018, it is showing the previous year's sales amount for each individual. So if you see July 2019 2.4 million, July 2018 2.4 million, 2019 is actually 2.7 million, and so on. So next, if you can see FY21, there are no sales, but we have the data for the same period last year. So this is showing as May, not including June because June is blank. So 3328607, 3328607. Now what we'll do is we'll create a percentage of change or growth to calculate using this function within. So what we'll do is sales YOY growth percentage, and this calculates, and this divides the sum of sales, and we'll include more parentheses in that because we are just subtracting the sum of sales minus sales year on year growth. This means the previous year sales, closing the parenthesis. So it is showing sum of sales minus sales of year on year growth. This is the numerator, and then the denominator is sales year on year growth, showing the percentage of the year on year growth. So if you apply this here and apply the percentage here, we will see sales have increased 392%, 134%, 7%, 7%. Look at this, 1564, 1455 previous years. So it has, this. So this has grown, you know. So this says that year on year increase for in July is 400% sales, so 4 times you would say. Last things what we'll do, we'll just use these time intelligence function, put it under time intelligence folder. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.